Greetings and salutations. I'm Becca,
And I'm Cass.
and welcome to Act 4. Now, who doesn't know about the infamous feud between Batman and the Joker? It's a clash as old as time itself, a battle of ideologies and chaos versus order. But in the 2019 Todd Phillips Joker, they gave us a fresh and deeply unsettling look at the origins of Gotham's most notorious villain. So join us as we dive into the movie. Now, this initial segment focuses on our opinions. We'll begin by summarizing the movie and then provide our thoughts on it. So, the 2019 Joker is a dark drama about Arthur Fleck, a struggling comedian in Gotham City who becomes the infamous Joker. Played by Joaquin Phoenix, Arthur faces constant humiliation and isolation, suffering from a condition that causes uncontrollable laughter. Well, after losing his job and discovering painful truth about his past, Arthur snaps, and the movie goes on to pure chaos. So, as I said, the movie was directed by Todd Phillips and written by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. In the cast, we can find Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur, Robert De Niro as Murray, Zazie Beetz as Sophie, etc., etc., etc. Now, Kes, what are your initial thoughts on the movie?
So, for me, the movie really sets the the sentence, "Oh, villains are not born; they are created," very
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
but does kind of a bad job at explaining it. I don't know if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah. I totally
That's
agree.
because honestly, I get it because he wasn't like evil or whatever. He just
Mm-hmm,
became a villain because of like his life. But I don't know, like
mm-hmm,
the movie to me didn't do a good job at really explain, like I couldn't actually tell you what
mm-hmm,
happened in his life, like
mm-hmm.
the sequences that made him who he is. It's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he had a bad life, that's it.
Everything was wrong in his life. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
every single scene showed us a bad thing that happened to him. It was so hard
exactly.
to, it's so hard to pinpoint like what made him snap. Maybe it's losing his job, but then there's like
Yeah,
no, because something was behind losing his job, and it's just like a rippling effect.
yeah,
I agree.
exactly. But honestly, the movie in itself, meh. It was because honestly, I think I remember back in like 2020, the movie came out in 2019, and like there was so
Mm-hmm,
much hype about it, and I never felt
mm-hmm,
any interest in watching it. And now that I have,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, did I really miss much by not watching it
Mm-hmm.
then? Like, did you really enjoy it? Like, let's be honest here for a second. Like,
Yeah.
was this movie good to you?
Well, I mean, I have to say your take is completely right because I had seen the movie when it came out in theaters, and I don't know why, but like the general consensus for everyone was that oh, it's a good movie. So everyone just
Yeah.
gaslit himself into thinking it was a good movie. But now that I'm watching it 5 years later, I'm like, it's not really a like revolutionary movie. It's not really a good movie because I feel like there's a lot of things missing. And I like
Yeah.
the fact that they went into mental illness, but as a lot of people say while like giving reviews about the movie, it's like that's not really the Joker's like main focus. And
Yeah.
I don't know. In my opinion, it's like there was something that they should have done a bit like better, I think.
I feel like they were intentionally trying to make this movie be revolutionary, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe they tried so hard that it was like kind of anticlimactic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For me, the first half of the movie was kind of boring. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to pay attention because it's kind of like psychological, but I didn't understand anything of the psychological
Yeah. Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you laugh every single time? Like, what's the diagnosis behind that? They were like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he takes medication, but what kind of medication? I feel like those are like
Exactly.
little things
Exactly.
that we
I
need to
I saw
know.
someone I saw someone that said yes, he has mental illness, but what kind? Does he have like a personality disorder? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Like, I mean, I guess we could assume because of his mother, because they kind of gave us a hint of like his mother's mental illnesses. but we can't be for sure because they didn't say it
Mm-hmm.
outright or showed
Mm-hmm.
us anything about it. I feel,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for me, yeah, it was okay. But like something that really I really liked was like the ending. Every time,
Mm-hmm.
or like every time he danced, I feel like, see, that's the Joker I know. You know, the little
Yeah.
silly crazy guy. Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
you feel? Like, how did the ending make you feel? Because I feel like that's the only good part of the movie,
Yeah,
personally.
it
Unless,
made the Joker. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I really like the fact that they showed us like Bruce's death. Well,
yeah, I mean, his parents.
yeah, his parents. I was gonna say Bruce, but
Yeah,
like his parents'
yeah,
death. So like we really get to like see the origin story and everything, but
yes,
at the same time, I like the fact that at the end they did a focus on him and the fact that, like we could see that Gotham was going crazy, so now it needs a hero to like
yeah.
save the city and everything. So that was nice.
Probably the only well done thing that I could talk about for days. Like,
Yeah, and I'd say one thing as well that I think they really did well is like you said, the fact that villains are not born or raised, or like they're
yeah,
treated in a way that makes them become
mm-hmm,
villains, because
yes,
like throughout the movie we could see that with like his mental illness and everything, like society really failed him. And he had care for a while, but then they closed everything and they didn't care about their patients, they didn't care about anything else. And
that's
a lot
true.
of the times, because I listen to like I like criminal stories, and I like sometimes to go behind the scenes and see what goes on in the mind of killers and everything. And a lot of the times, sometimes they have like really bad lives because not only did their parents fail them, but also like
Yep.
society, when they came in society, things didn't go as well. And a lot of times they will look for like happiness, but they never get that back. People just
Yeah.
you know
I really liked when at some point, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like when Arthur, because that's his real name, wrote
mm-hmm,
like people expect people with mental illnesses to behave as if we don't. Like,
mm-hmm.
they are trying their best, my friends.
Yeah.
And like, especially for him, like you said, society literally could not give more than an F about him.
Yeah.
Literally, this man, there is no one whose life is sadder than his, I feel like. Like,
Yeah.
literally everything he does, like, you think it's gonna go well? No. No, 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 no,
Mm-hmm.
no. Takes a right and goes straight to hell for him. Like, that's really sad.
And
Honestly,
also when he imagined like his whole relationship with the
oh,
girl, I don't know why,
that was
while watching
intense.
the movie I thought it was true. And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
funny
me
because I
too.
saw the movie in the theaters and I didn't remember that part, like the fact that like he
Uh,
faked a relationship with her. So when I resaw it, like I was like, wait a second, did he like hallucinate her all the way
yeah,
and didn't have a relationship? Because I felt nice, I felt like she was the only one that like showed him
exactly.
sympathy,
Exactly.
but no.
So for me, I did think it was a little weird because like he just opened up like the first time like we saw them like really together is like when he opened up the door and he kissed her, and I was like, wait, I feel like we missed a few conversations before we got there, and it was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And then I think I started suspecting that it was like maybe made up when we really learned about like his mother's like
Mm-hmm.
delusional state, you know? And
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
and then they really showed us that she was actually never beside him. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh,
That is true. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the movie. I think overall, like it was an okay movie, boring at some points, but I get why they
yeah,
made the movie. But in a way, I understand why people don't like it, because it wasn't a movie that was necessary.
exactly."
I think they're like coming with a new Joker in 2024, like
Yes.
a follow-up Joker, yeah.
That movie, I actually want to watch it in the movie theaters. I don't know, it looks good from the
Mm-hmm.
trailer that I've seen. Hopefully it is.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll
Yeah, I
talk
haven't
about
seen the
it.
trailer, but I think Lady Gaga is in it.
Yeah, she is, as she should.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, guys, let us know if you want us to react to to talk about the second movie, to watch it and give our opinions. And with that being said, let's move on to the second segment. So, in this segment, we'll explore the perspectives of reviewers on the movie. We'll look at feedbacks from platforms like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd, and more. So, as of the day we're filming, which is the 2nd of June 2024, the movie is rated at a 69% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 88% audience score, which I think is crazy because we have like almost a 20% gap between like the professional reviewers and the audience.
Says a lot.
It does say a lot. So what's your first review?
So the first one that I have says, an unusual thing happened while watching this movie. I cared about what happened next. And honestly, that's the same for me because the last like scenes, that's the only time where I was truly focused. And when it ended, I was like, wait, no, come back. Come back. What's the follow up to that? Like, what's happening next? Does he get out of like the establishment that he is? What happens with Bruce? You know, give me some context. That's why I actually want to see the movie that's coming out this year. I don't know.
Or watch Batman to know what happens with Bruce. Ooh, or there's the show Gotham. I don't know if you've seen the show Gotham. I've seen it when I was like a teenager. It's really good. Well, the first seasons. I don't know for the last, but yeah.
Perhaps I'll watch it. Perhaps
it's
I
really
won't.
Good. Okay, so my first review says, I don't understand thinking it's a masterpiece, and I don't understand being repulsed by it. And I mean, it's true, because I don't think it's like the greatest movie ever made, but I'm not repulsed by it in the sense like, I'm like, oh, well, I'm never going to watch this movie again. I think it's like the worst movie ever, you know? I think it's just like a good middle ground. And for me, that's like summarized my opinion.
Honestly, I agree with you and this person.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one that I have says, well, it actually kind of fits with what you just said. It says, this isn't as crazy as everyone said it was. Writing bad, acting good. And honestly, yeah, like it was because I feel like there were a lot of negative reviews about it, but I don't understand why. Like, it's not that bad. It's not like Madam Web bad for it to be like so hated from
not Madame
everyone.
Web bad.
Like, because
the cinematography was actually really good.
It was really good. And Mr. Joaquin, whatever, Mr. Phoenix, he was really good. Literally 8 in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he really did. He really did. Okay, so my second review says, can someone just give the guy a hug? And I mean, at the end of the movie, I feel like giving him a hug would be like maybe signing your death certificate, because he was like on his whole killing spree. So I don't know how like safe that would be. But in the beginning of the movie, I feel like he really deserved that hug. Yeah, just someone showing him that they're here for them.
Exactly. That's exactly what he needed, and no one did that. Not even his own mother. That's crazy.
Well, I have a third review, and I think it was just funny because a lot of girls would probably say the same thing. So basically, the person said, forgive me for this, but I could fix him.
Oh my. See? Always.
But you know what? I've seen people say, like, when they were giving their negative reviews, that, like, Arthur is, like, they don't think Arthur represents the Joker. They think that Arthur is Arthur that is cosplaying the Joker. If you see what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
They're
honestly,
like, they're like, Arthur doesn't really fit the vibe of the Joker. He's like his own person that is portraying the Joker. Like, you know.
Honestly, that actually makes a lot of sense. I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Anyways, I don't think I could fix Arthur. Not gonna lie, I would be too scared.
Leave that to the professionals.
Exactly. So with that being said, guys, let us know if you have a review or something that you came across and you want to share. And we'll move on to the third segment.
So for the third segment, we have to pick character. It's all about the characters. And it has to be a character that we think did a really good job at portraying their role, and a character that we think we would do a good job at portraying the role of. So do you want to go first?
Okay, of course. So I think I would give an Oscar. Well, he already has an Oscar, but I think I would give an Oscar to Joaquin Phoenix, who
Of
plays Arthur,
course.
because dude, I'm sorry, but like, dude gave the performance of his life, and I believe he like lost weight for the movie. I don't know if he like really smoked a lot of cigarettes, but like I remember reading somewhere that like he did for like because he smoked real cigarettes. I'm not sure. I'm just stipulating, but it's probably not true. And the character I'd play would be the social worker. Because I don't
Ooh.
know. I don't know. I feel like I would want to be someone neutral, and I mean I would like to be close to the people and everything. And I feel like the social worker was really trying to help Arthur in her own way, even if Arthur didn't feel like it. He
Yeah.
felt like she wasn't listening to him, and I get him. But in the same sense, I did understand the social worker as well, because I felt like she was doing her best for him, you know?
So the person that I think would deserve an Oscar, obviously, like you said, I feel like it's obvious, like there's no other choice, and it is Joaquin, Mr. Phoenix. Cause bro,
Yeah.
he literally, like, I feel like there no one could have done a better job than him at like this
Mm-hmm.
specific Joker, you know? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know much actors or whatever, but he really did
Mm-hmm.
his thing. He was
Mm-hmm.
100% believable. I feel like he was Arthur, and yeah,
Yeah.
really did his
I
thing.
agree. I
And
agree.
for the person that I think that I could portray, at first I was gonna go with Rendell, if I remember his name. And then
Who's
he turned
Randall?
out to like the guy who gave him the gun.
Oh, really, really? Yeah, 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 I get it.
And I was like, "Oh my god, he's so nice for letting giving him something to protect himself." And then he literally was a snake. And I was like, "You know what? Never
Yeah.
mind." So I went with another one of the clowns, and it was
The
Gary.
small the small
Yeah.
one?
Because I feel like
Yeah.
he was just there. And actually, Arthur did say it. He was always the nicest to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be a nice character that is just, like you said, a little neutral or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Gary. Yeah. I don't know. The others, they kind of, yeah.